Jamie. Hey, Jamie, now you're back. This is week 5 of our class. So this week I want you to do a lot of practicing with your heeling, with your stays, and build up time. And now you're going to really make your heeling more creative. So you're going to go, ready? And you can do change of pace. So there's a fast. And you can also do a slow, easy. Oh, good girl, clever. Very clever. It's harder to maintain focus when you're doing it really slow because they've got lots of things to look at. Good girl, okay. So you want to do a variation of all of that. So we're going to concentrate on this class is leave it. Because there's nothing more frustrating than if you are in the kitchen, you drop something and the dog's make a big like, wow, I got it, it's mine. If I know I can't get there quick enough, like if I drop something, I say, get it! Because I know, she knows she's not supposed to touch it, so she didn't, that's why I told her to get it. But if I drop something and I know she's going to get it before I get there, I do tell her to get it, because I want it to be my idea, not hers. So for leave it, I'm going to start out with several treats, and I don't care if she's sitting, I don't care if she's standing. I'm going to put several treats in my hand. My other hand is behind my back with also treats in it. I'm going to put it down here. It's really low. She knows the game, obviously. Ready? Leave it. Good girl. As soon as her head comes off the cookie, off my hand, and she may really, if I have something really, really super good in there, she may paw at my hair, she may nose, but as soon as her head comes the least little bit away, I immediately praise her, good girl, and reward her from the other hand. Then I will take my left hand with cookies in it, and same thing. I want you, look, 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 look. Leave it, good girl. And I'll bring it up because I want her focus to come up here. She knows the game, obviously, because she plays this a lot. Ready? Leave it. This is what I want, the end results that I want to get to, is her looking up at me, good girl. And then I'll reward with the other hand. And sometimes it can take a little while for them to decide that really, but I really, really want that treat in your hand. You can start out with something very low value and gradually build up to higher value treats. These are hot dog slices, which she really likes. I know. I'm letting her lick them. Leave it. Good girl. That's very hard because she got to lick the hot dogs. Good girl. But then I'll feed her out of the other hand. So you can build up, see how quickly you can teach your dog. When they hear leave it, it's called how fast can I look up at you. And then the next step for leave it, come here, honey, is I'm going to take the leash. And there again, she knows this game, so she may not. Ready? Leave it. Good girl. I'm just going to hold the leash. I'm not going to pull her back. She knows the game. So, oh, look at them all over here. Leave it. Yes, good girl. And if she doesn't, I'll just take a step back and bring her back to me. Leave it. Good. But I'm just going to hold the leash. I'm not going to pull her back, but I'm just going to hold the leash enough that she can't reach them. Oh, I know, that's awful tempting, isn't it? Good girl. Good girl. So a lot of people teach leave it with the dog sitting there staring at something, and then they give permission and the dog grabs it. Good girl. Once I told my dog to leave it, I never do allow them to go touch it again. Because it can be very detrimental. If I drop a pill or something and she's used to, I tell her to leave it and she's used to being able to grab it then, you never know, she may break and decide it's more tempting, I just want to grab that, which she just dropped. Or if they were out in the yard and you've got something really tempting out there, like a good poop or something that they really want to go chase and eat, which I don't really want them to go eat, I can tell her to leave it, and my dog's default behavior is to turn around, they hear, leave it. Good girl. It's turn around and look at me instantly. That's also another cue for them. So to leave it. Okay, that's one that we did, and that's pretty well explained in the printout. Another thing that's very beneficial is teaching the dog to go to a mat, which is helpful if you have to go to a bed, a mat, something or other. When you have people come into the house, there's nothing more frustrating than having the dog mob the people when they come in. So I'm actually going to take the leash off of her for this. And Actually, she did not know this until just a few minutes ago when I started working with her a little bit this morning. For the reason that I've got 8 dogs and I don't have 8 beds all around the place, I just tell them to go lie down, and they do. Usually on my recliner, on the sofa, wherever, but they go lie down. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to tell her, ready? Go to your mat. And I'm going to lead her over to the mat. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Come here. Ready? Go to your mat. Go to your mat and sit. Good girl. Come here. Ready? Go to your mat. Good girl. So once I've got her going to the mat herself, come here. Ready? Go to your mat. All the way on it. No, on the mat. On the mat. Good girl. Once I've got her going to the mat by herself, then what I will do, ready? Find it. Good girl. On your mat. Down. Good girl. And encourage her to come over to the mat and lie down. Ready? Find it. Good girl. Right here. Lie down. Wrong. Here. Ready? On your mat. Lie down. Down. Good girl. Good girl. So I'm encouraging her to come to her mat. Ready? Find it. Right here. Lie down. Wrong. Wrong. Down. Good girl. Stay. Encourage her to go to her mat and lie down and stay there. Like I said, this is handy because if you've got people coming, then you can teach them the value of, or you can use a dog bed, you can use a mat. What's really helpful is you can buy a cheap rug like a TJ Maxx, just a bath mat or something that's their spot, that's where they go. The other thing that's handy is you can take this if you go visit somebody, you take their mat, you can bring them to ask to lie down on their mat, lay quietly while you're visiting. Or if you're at the vets, you can bring their mat, ask them to lie down on the mat, and lay quietly while they're there. Ready? Find it. Good girl. On your mat. No, back up. Down. Down. Good girl. Stay. So they can lay quietly on their mat. And it does take a little while to get used to this, like I said. Because I have 8 of them and I don't have mats all over the place, I never really worked her on this particular exercise. So she just learned this a few minutes ago, so she's actually picked up very smart. She's a very smart puppy. Ready? Find it! Right here. Ready? On your mat. Lie down. Down. Good girl. Stay. So they learn to stay on their mat, which is very helpful. But you notice before what I was doing there. Now if I do this, I'm going to say, leave it. Good girl. She knows the difference between leave it and find it. Leave it. Good girl. But now if I take one, I say, find it. Good girl. Good girl. On your mat. Down. Good girl. Good stay. Nice job. Leave it. Good girl. And this is the difference between leave it and find it. If I were to tell her find it, it's okay for her to go find it. Excuse me. You goofed on that one, didn't you? Oh my gosh. That's because I wasn't paying attention. Down. Leave it. Good, that's better. Yes, I know. Good girl. Stay. Ready? Find it! But when she broke, I didn't get upset with her. I just reminded her, uh-oh, you goofed. Yeah. She says, I goofed. I did. I goofed. I got silly and I goofed. So you want to keep training fun. And they really need to enjoy what they're doing. And we do just for fun. We do spins. Good girl, ready? Spin. Good girl, ready? Twist. Good girl, spin. Good girl, twist. Uh-oh. Twist, twist. Twist, twist. Good girl, ready? Spin. Good girl, ready? Spin. Good girl, twist. Twist, twist. There's good twist. Ready? Spin. Ready? Under. Where's under? Where's under? There's under. You're not going to go under. But you make that training fun, and dogs should enjoy what they're doing.